DISC, the Drop-In and Share Centre, supports homeless and vulnerable people in Newquay. Monique Collins from DISC explains how the coronavirus crisis means more people are seeking their help.
We during the COVID, a lot of people lost their jobs. A lot of them fell outside of the scheme from the government, so they didn't get furloughed. We had professional people come to the door, ladies and gentlemen, very well suited and booted, but with no income and not able to feed themselves or their children. So we've seen a complete U-turn in the whole aspect of it, because we now see a mixture of homeless people, vulnerable people with mental health. We see families with children. We see single mothers with children. The elderly, lots of elderly. So we have 16, 17-year-olds coming to the door that have been put by housing in HMOs and they haven't got anything. And so we help them out with food and telephone credit and all that sort of things. So it's sad times. It's getting worse rather than better.
As well as supporting their Newquay clients, DISC has also helped 65 homeless people who were temporarily housed at the Monkey Tree Holiday Park nearby.
We fed the whole period of COVID. We fed people at Monkey Trees, and they were homeless people there accommodated by Cornwall Housing with nothing. So we provided the breakfast, the lunch, the dinners, the snacks, the cakes, the drinks, from toothpaste to deodorant. So everything that you would normally find in a normal home. And the biggest compliment we got was that one of the homeless guys said to me, he said, "It is the first time in my life that I've actually not been hungry for once." He said, "You've been such a godsend."
DISC reports that many months after the start of lockdown, the demand for their services is still increasing.
Now we've seen a massive increase. Where we did 60 meals before, we are now serving out 400 meals. So the increase is enormous. It's getting worse because we now have people that have got children going back to school. They can't afford to buy school uniforms. They can't buy school shoes. They can't have football shoes. So again, the Cornwall Community Foundation have stepped up to the mark, and I can now facilitate that for those people that need it the most.
DISC's ethos underpins everything they do.
We just want people to be able to feed themselves and stay healthy. And that is one thing that is my main key that I always work with. I don't feed people anything I wouldn't eat myself. I don't give them clothes that I wouldn't wear myself. And I will treat them with the respect that they deserve. And then you get respect back. I never, ever have any problems. Never. It's going to get worse. So we need to get the word out there that there is a little bit of help available. And if you are in crisis and you are actually on the verge of not being able to keep your house, please tap into the services that we have got, because we actually came across the Cornwall Community Foundation, which has been our absolute godsend, because it then facilitated us to enable us to help people with electric, with gas, pair of shoes, put people up in a B&B just for an emergency until they got housed, provide tents, sleeping bags, anything that you really need in a situation of crisis.
It's thanks to our donors and supporters that we can award grants to community groups like DISC. To see other inspiring examples of community projects supported by the Foundation, please visit www.cornwallcommunityfoundation.com.